It was a very crooked road to my hilltop hideaway near Carlsbad, New Mexico. I chose a boondocking spot just opposite Side Road 772 on Highway 180. Once the pavement ends, the fun begins, as the road is a very rocky and very bumpy uphill climb. As you can see, the ratchet strap was still on my trailer, as this was the location I filmed the Leaning into the Wind video. Well, it's a beautiful sunny morning. As I sit up here on my hill, listening to the traffic go by. It's not an ideal location, but it was the best I can find. And the road's pretty rugged, as you'll see the consequences of later on. But this is near Carlsbad. And the town of Carlsbad, there's nothing overly exciting there. And certainly the camping's not exciting, but there is something nearby that makes it all worthwhile. Well, I would have thought going down the hill would have been easier, but on my first trip of the day, I seem to have hit a snag. Just a few miles away, I had to pull over at White City, because something just wasn't right. Flat tire. That's not good, but it happens. Glad I have a spare. My first flat this trip. Not my first flat. I've had many. Well, I don't know where the hole is, but it looks repairable. There it is. No pain, no gain. Well, my tire definitely has a hole in it, so I need to get that fixed. Now, if I was in the middle of nowhere, fortunately, I do bring some plugs so I can plug up any holes in the tires if it's just minor like this one is. And I always carry a 12-volt air compressor so I can inflate my tire. But the good thing is, I'm not in the middle of nowhere. I'm somewhere, and only a few miles away, I can get my tire repaired. So, off I go to get it fixed. Well, there we go. $10 at Walmart. Can't beat that. By 11 o'clock, my troubles were behind me and I was on the road again. So it's exciting. Today's the Carlsbad Caverns, which is not the Carlsberg Taverns. There's a difference. I'd love to go to the Carlsberg Taverns, but they're a little far away, so I'm going to settle for the Carlsbad Caverns. And I'm glad I said that and didn't mess that up. Kind of makes me want a beer, but that'll have to be later, I guess. Carlsbad Caverns National Park is only about a half an hour away from Carlsbad, New Mexico, on a well-groomed but curvy paved road. Soon you approach the Carlsbad Caverns Visitor Center perched up on a hill. Now I know it has lots of good info and exhibits, but I only had one thing on my mind, and that was to get into those caves. Well, as you can hear, there's a little bit of echo. That's the entrance to the cave. Now there are actually elevators, and there's no shame in taking them. However, I need the exercise, and I'm in no hurry, so I'm going to take the natural route, where the bats are. The cave entrance is a large pocket weathered out of the face of the cliff, but closer viewing reveals the eye of the cave itself and the long winding switchback trail that zigzags down into the darkness. The descent is about 750 feet, but the walk is over a mile to the main cavern. One last look at the natural light before all daylight vanishes. This is when the flashlights come out for those dark areas where the spotlights can't reach. The artificial lights distributed throughout the caves can generate some eerie effects themselves, like this dark angel lurking in the shadows. Soon you're surrounded by the stalagmites on the ground and the stalactites on the ceiling. Stalactites are like icicles frozen in time, formed by thousands of years of dripping water mixed with minerals. Yet it's the stalagmites that have the most impressive patterns. Intricate, colorful, radiating, and just plain strange. Once you finally reach the bottom level, you find a somewhat out-of-place attraction, the lunchroom and souvenir stand. For those people that just can't wait to get their t-shirts and postcards. The formations take shapes that inspire people's imaginations. But if you're not so creative, not to worry, as many are already named for you. Like the Chinese Theater, the Dolls Theater, and one of the favorite columns is the Rock of Ages. And a mirror lake cleverly printed in reverse to read in the water's reflection. But rather than describing every detail, I'm going to let you explore the area yourself through the use of my Steadicam gently rolling through the passages. So what does a cave sound like when the noisy people have left? Very quiet. One exclusive privilege that you rarely find in national caves is that in Carlsbad you are free to explore unguided. This leaves you to indulge in the delicate details, walk at your own pace, or take in a glorious panorama. Let the cave reveal its own personality, its spirit, and its magic. Or just relax and enjoy the beauty of it all. Every corner seems to reveal something new, something unique, and something breathtaking. Although I prefer to take videos these days, those that like still photographs are sure to find their efforts just as pleasing. It's easy to get overwhelmed by it all, so it's time to head back to the surface. It was a full day. I think it's time to relax. But I still think, every time I think about the Carlsbad Caverns, I keep thinking about the Carlsbad Caverns. So guess what? It's beer night. And I have a New Mexico beer called Happy Camper, because I'm a happy camper tonight. And I also have an Arizona Cardinals koozie. So I have Arizona, I have New Mexico, and yes, I do know the difference. That's good beer. I really enjoyed New Mexico, but soon I headed south to the Lone Star State. I hope you'll join me on the next phase of my travels.